Hey, thanks for joining us on another installment of What's Your Favorite Movie, iTunes' #1 movie podcast that's recorded in my basement. That's right, we're on iTunes now and Spreaker, so please spread the word about What's Your Favorite Movie and tell them they can look us up on iTunes or Spreaker. I'm Ed South, at Ed South on Twitter. Please follow me, share your thoughts and whatnot with me. Our guest today, let's just bring her on right now. Please say hello to Elle. Hello, Elle.
Hello, Ed.
Thanks for coming on What's Your Favorite Movie.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I wanted to have you on. I know you're an eloquent speaker and writer, and you enjoy the movies, and wanted to have you on a little bit further when the show is more polished. But when I asked Elle about the show and if she wanted to do it later on, she said, well, maybe we should do that sooner than later since she is 37 weeks pregnant right now.
Yes.
So we decided to make it the third episode of the show, and we'll just roll with that. Elle is a writer by profession, I guess. Works for a major historical nonprofit, as they would say on like a Wheel of Fortune. And she's done some writing. You can find her writings at cabletv.com, where she's written about Saturday Night Live and Sesame Street and all kinds of good stuff. And also has a blog, notedbyl.wordpress.com.
Yes.
And are you like me? You've had several blogs over the last, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my rhythm. I think this might be the one that sticks. But yeah.
You had it. Did you let go of the other one?
Yeah, it was Linda's Lessons. We let that one
yeah.
go. And I think I wrote for a site, Stage of Life, and I had like a blog on that.
Yes, I remember reading all those.
Thank you.
My crappy blog has been petering along for 10 years now and has no readers still. So good job, Ed. And Elle's on Twitter at Elle of the Ball, if you want to follow her and follow her. Elle at the Ball. ELLE of the Ball. Elle, so you enjoy movies.
I do.
You do. And you've got a young son who's going to be 3 later this summer.
Yes.
And then another one on the way. So your movie viewing time is cut very small.
Tragically cut.
Have you seen any movies since you've had a baby? Since you've been a mother?
We finally went Ty and I went, my husband, for our anniversary in October. And that was the first movie I've seen in the theater since Brooks was born.
Oh, wow.
And that was The Martian.
There you go. And was it good?
It was all right.
I guess I was lucky because we already had kids when we had our last one, who's your son's age, to the audience. So I could just take my older boys to the movies and leave mom at home with the daughter. So there's been no space in the movie theater going, but at home it's a little tough because she's always tugging at me and whatever. But yes. She will sit. My daughter will sit and watch a movie because she's used to the TV being on all the time. So she'll just sit down and watch something if it's somewhat appropriate. So if I really want to watch a movie, I can put in a Disney movie and have 75 minutes, but your son does not.
Not yet. No. He watches Blaze, and that's as most as he can watch. It's like a 30-minute Nick Jr. thing.
What about trucks?
Yeah, monster trucks.
And you grew up in New Jersey, correct?
Yes.
And you are a Jersey, Jersey has some state pride, I think, more than any other state as far as
a little bit.
People want you to know that they're from Jersey.
Well, and I have to say that I'm from South Jersey.
South Jersey.
That's also extremely important.
And tell us what the difference is, or what's... That's a whole other show.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to get into that. Just important to know, differentiate.
South Jersey.
But I'm from South Jersey.
Is it a thing still? Isn't there a thing about New Jersey? Like you say you're from New Jersey and people say, what exit? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
What exit are you?
Yeah.
And is movie going in Jersey any different than down here? Is it...
That's a good question.
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I feel like when I met my husband, he was surprised how... I'm going to use the word obsessed with movies I was.
Awesome.
So, quoting them all the time. And we would go to the movies, once a week, and we had, the dollar movies, so we would go. I feel like we went a lot more. Blockbuster was,
when you were
bi-weekly
younger,
thing.
In New Jersey, right.
That's just what we kind of did. The summer, it's petered off a little bit because we would go to the shore. Because we were only, an hour from the shore.
Nice.
But, yeah, I feel like... And maybe that's just him versus me, but I feel like it was a little more prevalent there. And we got real into them.
It's more like back in that time period, and you said you graduated high school in 01?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I graduated in 91, so I got 10 years up on you. But still, even that time period, before this digital age that we're in now, movies were inexpensive, but still a thing. Whereas now you can sit at the bus stop and watch a movie, and watching a movie isn't as much as a social thing that it used to be. But
That's very true.
The dollar movies were the bomb.
The best.
You had. There was one in town here. It's gone. But yeah, let's go to a dollar movie. And they were like horrible prints half the time, especially the more popular the movie was. Like if you went and saw something that was a huge hit in the theater, by the time the dollar theater got it, the print was all busted up. It looked like they rolled it down the street. But it was $1 and like $1 popcorn, and it was all good. So as always, I asked Elle to come up with a list of her 5 favorite movies, and we'll see how many we can touch on here during the show. And when I brought up the show with you, the first thing right out of your mouth was Almost Famous. Mm-hmm. So I assume that's like the number 1 favorite movie of all time with
favorite
Elle.
movie of all time.
Almost Famous from 2000. And tell us, where did you first see this movie? When did you first fall in love with Almost Famous?
Well, and I kind of think you had a good point with the time, I guess, in your life when you like
exactly.
a movie. Like that has a huge...
Definitely.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
And I noticed on your list, you have a 2000, a 2001, and another 2001 out of the 5. So what was going on at 2000?
You
so
just
that was
had
the end of high school?
End of high school, start of college. I feel like I was kind of, I don't want to say I was high-strung in high school. But, I was like class president, involved in all these things, had this like, serious boyfriend. And then I went to college and I was kind of like, who am I? Like, let's figure this out.
Introspective.
Yeah. So I feel like when I actually thought about the list, I was like, oh, a lot of these movies are kind of like mirror that time in my life. And you had the time to sit and binge watch a movie forever and analyze it with your friends and all that stuff. So Almost Famous, I actually saw later after it came out. So it was in college. It was in my freshman dorm room.
Oh, okay.
So we like went out to like get food. It was like random. Saw it. Knew it was about like a band and like groupies and stuff like that. We thought we'd pick it up to watch with our food. And then I was like hooked.
Right away? First
right
viewing?
Right away. Yeah, first viewing. I was like, oh my God, I'm Penny Lane. I'm her. Like, this is going to be my new bohemian lifestyle. And then I was just hooked on the movie. I thought, and plus it was, the one kid's writing and he like gets discovered in this cool, weird way. And it was just an awesome movie. So,
yeah, the movie is about, it's written and directed by Cameron Crowe, who used to write for Rolling Stone magazine. And the movie is, how much of like the backstory of the movie do you know? Like, are you...
You take it away.
Well, I don't know all that much, but, so Cameron Crowe wrote for Rolling Stone, and this movie is kind of a somewhat inspired or factual, I don't know
That's
how.
what I heard.
Of his, how he got into rock and roll journalism. And that. So then there's the main character, the little boy who is Cameron Crowe but in the movie he's named something. And as much as I love movies and talk about movies, I seriously know like the names of. Like,
well, and I'm usually good, but with Prego Brain and the last time I saw it, I'm not.
I know like maybe 7 characters from every movie that I've ever seen, but. The boy, so it's about how he got into writing for Rolling Stone. Is it Rolling? It's Rolling Stone in the movie, yeah. And so is that, and then he meets Penny Lane, who you mentioned also was like your pseudo idol or whatnot.
Yes, she was,
and she's a groupie, but more than a groupie.
A Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid, right?
That's what they call themselves. Let's get it right off the bat. Yes.
So she's there. And encourages him to, just come at this from a different angle. Cameron Crowe, so he wrote and directed it. He also wrote and directed, like, We Bought a Zoo and Vanilla Sky. Did you ever see any of these?
I saw Vanilla Sky.
That's out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire, Singles, and Say Anything. Singles is kind of, did you ever see Singles?
I know, I have not.
That was a big, you were probably like in grade school, but that was like a big generation-defining movie. But to me, Cameron Crowe he wrote a book, and then he later wrote the screenplay for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Did you ever see that? You have to go see that immediately.
I'm writing it down right now. I've heard of it.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High is he went undercover as a high school student, I guess shortly after he was out of high school. And but he was still a Rolling Stone reporter, and he went undercover in high school and just soaked it all in, and then wrote. I have no idea what the book is, but the movie is just about these different
Could
live.
that be like a past Never Been Kissed?
I did see Never Been Kissed.
Isn't that what she does? Drew Barrymore? She goes undercover.
Right, but the movie's not about somebody going undercover. He just literally goes undercover to get the scoop, and then the movie is just all these different stories that kind of intertwine.
Cool. Okay.
But Never Been Kissed. Yes, she. Why does she go undercover in that?
Isn't it for? It's for an article, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then her brother does too for some reason, and then she's like prom queen. I have it on tape.
I haven't seen that since the theater, but yeah, good times. But I love Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah,
that's on my list.
You have to see that. And then this is kind of similar because he's going undercover with not undercover, but he's infiltrating the band and getting all the info, whatever. But I adore Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And there's a ton of people in this movie. Almost Famous. Go back to Almost Famous. But the main two, the boy who's supposed to be Cameron Crowe, is played by Patrick Fugit, who didn't go on to anything much greater. And Billy Crudup is the band's lead.
Yes, Russell.
In the movie. Yes. But I couldn't tell you a single other thing Billy Crudup did besides having the most...
Big Fish.
Big Fish?
Did you ever see that?
No.
That's another Tim Burton.
He just has the most disgusting name in Hollywood, I think. Billy Crudup. But... yeah, he's the leader of the band that he's writing about, which is what in the movie? Highwater, Stillwater.
Stillwater.
But it's based on a real band, although there is also a real band called Stillwater. But that gets complicated.
It does.
But this amazing cast has Frances McDormand in it. She's the mom. She was in Fargo. Did you see that?
No. Ty really wants me to see it.
That's a good
on
one.
My list
You'll
too.
like it. It's on Netflix. And then Kate Hudson, who is Penny Lane, and this was kind of like her breakout role. She kind of became famous after this. I like me the Kate Hudson, although she doesn't have a whole lot of great movies in her list on her filmography. But I fell in love with her on Saturday Night Live. She hosted a great Saturday Night Live. If you've ever seen it,
she's the best. Yeah. What was that movie she did with? What's his name? All right.
Matthew McConaughey. And Kate Hudson. 10...
Yes, 10...
things to do to get your boyfriend in bed or something. 10 ways how to get single.
I just remember like someone yelling out the window like, frost yourselves.
Yeah, and they're writers in that too.
Yeah.
It's a popular...
I liked that movie.
What's it called? 10 things to... 10 ways to stay single, 10 ways how to get your man.
Oh,
we're going to have to look it up.
Brain. We have to look it up. I'm usually much better at this. See, maybe I should have done the show later.
10 ways how to lose a guy. People are listening going like, it's called...
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's it. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Ding, ding, ding.
Not a great movie.
Not the best, but like a nice guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a girly movie, yeah. But I've watched like so many of her movies just because I think she's pretty.
She is.
And she's great. And she was on a Saturday Night Live where I know you're a Saturday Night Live buff.
Yes.
She's in this great skit where I think Will Ferrell and whoever's her mother, doesn't matter, but are her parents, and they're sitting there watching TV when she's home on spring break, and she had done a Girls Gone Wild and like done topless, and the commercial comes on and she's in it, and it's funny. Jason Lee's in this. He's also in the band. And poor Jason Lee, because I was watching it and I was thinking, when you used to see Jason Lee in something, you'd be like, oh, there's whatever his name was in the Kevin Smith movies. There's Banksy or whatever his name is. And now, I guess because I'm a father, now when I see him, I'm like, oh, there's David Seville from the Chipmunks. The whole time, I'm just like, what's David Seville doing there? I've seen all 4 Chipmunk movies, Elle.
It's all right.
All 4 of them.
Kids will do that to you.
2 of them in the theater. Zooey Deschanel's in this movie.
She is.
She's the sister. She was she was definitely kind of a nobody there. This is one of her first movies. Now she's New Girl.
She is.
Anna Paquin, who was in something. She's somebody.
She's like in that vampire show.
Oh, yeah, True Blood.
Yeah.
I think she won an Oscar. Fairuza Balk is in it. You know who that is?
Yes.
She's in The Craft.
Did you ever see The Worst Witch?
The Worst Witch. Tell me about The Worst
The
Witch.
Worst Witch. It is the best. You were probably... I didn't realize we were 10 years apart.
Yeah.
So this was
because I act 20 years younger.
One of my first favorite movies in grade school, and the theme song was like "Growing Up Isn't Easy," and the girl I work with was the only other person on the planet who's seen it, and she got me the DVD for my birthday.
Nice.
And I was
that is
ecstatic.
A friend. That is a friend.
I will lend it to you. You have to watch it with London. It is the best. Anyway, she's in it, and she's the worst witch.
Wait, there's a TV... Oh, there it is. With Tim Curry and Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life. Do you even know what I'm talking about there? Oh, and there's Farouja Balk. How do you say her name?
She's Mildred Hubble in The Worst Witch.
There you go. Look at you.
It was, like, I think my first, like, favorite movie of all time.
Rated G, 1986. Mildred is one of the young girls at a prestigious witch academy. She can't seem to do anything right and is picked on by classmates and teachers.
It is the bomb.
It's got Mrs. Garrett in it from Facts of Life. See, this is what the show is about, because a film critic would watch this and go, what is this? He wouldn't even watch it. But if you saw it when you were little, and that's your jam, and then even you could be 50. I hope I make it to 75, and if I am, I hope I sit down and watch Follow That Bird or Little Mermaid or whatever else that all these movies that I love. And yeah, that's great. That's a great little pick there. It's on Amazon. Well, it's not on Amazon Prime, but it's on. You can buy it off Amazon. But you have it.
I have the DVD.
Did you make your husband watch it?
I tried. It didn't work out.
So. Didn't work out. When my wife Jennifer and I were first dating, she's a nurse, and there's this movie called Young Doctors in Love that I adore. You've never seen it. You've never heard of it. 1982.
I was born that year.
It's like a Airplane, but it's a hospital drama, like just a zany hospital drama, like a parody of soap operas. So like, oh, you have to watch this. You're a nurse, you'll want to watch it. And this was before, like, we had been dating a couple months maybe, and I showed it to her, and she's like, what in the hell is this? What are you making me watch? She pretty much to this day will not watch something that I recommend because of...
And then it's, like, devastating, because you get, like, so into it, and you're like, no.
Yes.
And I, like, semi-judge people based on their favorite movie.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. Awful to say, but, like, if someone hates a movie that I love or, like, loves a movie that I hate, I'm like, oh, we might not be, like, compatible human beings. Like, I don't know.
That's a movie fan right there.
Yeah, it's one of my character flaws. I don't judge on much.
No, that's not a
but
character
your movies,
flaw.
I will judge you on.
That's great. Yeah, because the worst witch. The funny thing is, I asked another friend, what their favorite movie was. They said, and they were like laughing and embarrassed, and it was Teen Witch. Which, have you ever seen Teen Witch?
No, I haven't.
Which then I went and hunted down, and it's like a horrible 1980s kids movie or whatever. It's watchable, and I'm like, I can see why you would have loved this, because if that's what you had seen, whatever. Have you ever done the thing where, like, you had a movie that you loved when you were little, and then you went back and watched it as an adult, and it's like, oh, this is not even sit-throughable anymore?
Yes, I have. And it's devastating.
Yeah.
Luckily with this, I was, like, still. But I don't know if it was, like, nostalgia or what. But Worst Witch... on point list. Other ones, yeah, depressing.
I want to go through this list of all these amazing actors that are still in Almost Famous, and we'll move on. Just because Philip Seymour Hoffman's in the house.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. And he's like, all he does is talk on the phone in it.
Yeah, he's like his mentor.
Phenomenal. Like, he's like, how do you be a great actor just being on the phone? Don't cry. He's the guy.
I was like so upset.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Then you got Jimmy Fallon's. Good old Jimmy Fallon's, which I love that Jimmy Fallon is going to be like one of the greats of late night when all is said and done. But we have all these movies. He's been in a handful of movies. Like Johnny Carson, David Letterman, they didn't do any movie. They have like one movie each. But you'll get some Jimmy Fallon was in Jurassic World.
He was?
Yeah, a little part in Jurassic World. That was awesome. I think he's going to have a bigger part in the next one. So it's like great to see him in there. And he has like a really kind of a serious role in this. And he's got the beard in Almost Famous. He's got the serious role. He's like the band
I thought you meant Jurassic.
manager.
Yeah.
No, in Jurassic World, he's like on one of those video screens before a ride where he's telling you to like put your hands and feet inside. It's really good. And then some little parts in this movie. Rainn Wilson is in it from The Office.
Oh, Dwight.
He was he worked at
Churcho.
At Rolling Stone. Eric Stone Street from
Cam.
from Modern Family. Do you know where he is in the movie? He's like a hotel clerk or something. He was
I can picture him now.
Hotel clerk.
Yeah.
And Mark Maron has a small part. You know who that is? He's a podcaster.
Oh, okay.
And a comic. And Nick Swardson, who's a comedian, he's got a little part in it as well. So that's Almost Famous. 2000. And you can easily find that anywhere you want.
Worth watching.
Worth watching.
Especially if you like music, too. I feel like it's a
Yeah,
great,
it has a lot of music. Actually, I read that this movie had over twice the music budget of a regular movie because it had so much music in it. Because the music is where movie budgets go sky high, because it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars to put like 15 seconds of a song in a movie. And they wanted a lot of songs. So they had a lot of songs in that movie. Yeah, and I watched this, by the way. I guess I didn't mention that. Like, I had never seen it, and I watched it for the show here. It was okay. It was all right. Now that you said that other thing, I don't want to say I didn't like it. No, it was okay. It was just there for me, but it was all right. It wasn't, I don't know, the ending didn't land for me, so I was kind of...
Were you mad that what Penny Lane did? That whole thing? When she set them up?
No. I don't know. I think it was long, too.
It was a long movie.
I just kind of petered out, and I think I watched it all in one shot, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes if I have to split the movie up, I lose whatever. But also on your list, another movie that I never saw that I also watched in prep for the show and I absolutely loved is Moulin Rouge.
Yay!
From 2000. Moulin Rouge!
Yes.
Yeah, which I had never seen. And I think when it came out, I was kind of like, I'd watch that because I like musicals, but didn't get to see it. But tell me about you and Moulin Rouge.
I love Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
I love Moulin Rouge. I feel like it's my crossbear in life that I can't sing. Like I feel like I should have been.
You should be able to.
Yes. I just don't understand why I can't. So, any movie that was like adapted to be a musical or had music in it, like I like went and saw in the theater. So I did, and then I was absolutely obsessed with it and made all my college girls become obsessed with it. So then, like, we all were, like, these weird Moulin Rouge heads. And I had a radio show. I went to Mount St. Mary's in, like, rural Emmitsburg, Maryland.
Right.
And we would, like, play, like, Roxanne. Like, and all, like, the weird...
From the movie?
From the movie.
Nice.
And we were, like... I could just picture these, like, guys driving home from work, like, what is this on the radio? But I just thought it was, like, so different. Like, from the minute, like... that guy, like, starts with, like, there was a boy. You just get this feeling, like, this is going to be a
Actually,
cool
even
movie.
before that, the movie starts, it starts with, like, a theater, and the curtain opens, and there's the studio logo, and an orchestra plays the 20th century.
Yeah.
I think it was 20th century theme with the conductor silhouette down at the bottom. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Any movie that, like, plays with the opening logo, I'm like, okay, keep me going. I'm with you. Yeah, so it just starts off, and it's bonkers.
Yes, it is a weird movie. I mean, you have to be pretty open-minded, I think.
Don't watch this expecting a straightforward story presented to you in a linear fashion or a coherent fashion or whatever, because, like, the first 45 minutes are just, I don't even think I knew what was going on, but I was loving it. It's nuts. It's singing and dancing and just, like, tell them briefly what's it about, like, the plot. Not that it even matters, really.
Right. I think the essence of the movie is supposed to be that it's a love story. And it's this guy this writer who kind of came to Paris to, like, be bohemian with the whole new bohemian thing. It's set in, like, what, like 1900s? Yeah. So he goes to be part of this, like, bohemian movement, and he meets these, like, incredible bohemians who want to have a show. And he has to kind of seduce this, like, head. What's the right word that I could say?
The theater head? The guy that was...
No, what's Santine? Like,
oh, she's a courtesan.
Yeah,
she's
there
a
you
prostitute.
go.
A hooker.
Okay,
You can say all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has to kind of, like, seduce her, and they fall in love, but she's, like, chained to the Duke because he's the investor, and it's just this wild ride of, like, their love story and producing this, like, incredible show.
Right. It's a pretty simple love story, and it kind of mirrors Romeo and Juliet a little bit as far as, like, two different sides of the tracks, but it just all over the place. Crazy. First of all, it has cartoon sound effects all throughout it, which I'm hooked. Any movie, even if you do it one time, like they do it once near the beginning, or there was like a bonk, or I mean, it's like literally right out of the Flintstones, something happened, and there's a cartoon sound effect. And I love that. I was like, huh? And then they just kept doing it the whole movie, and I was like, so that even in dramatic parts, like they'll just throw like a little Tweety Birds going, or the zip, or whatever it is. Yeah, great. And then they sing songs that are obviously not from 1900. Mm-hmm. It's a musical, and they sing, and I don't think are any of the songs original.
They cover mostly. I meant to look it up before I came here. I don't know if "Come What May" was original or if that's a cover, but I think most of them are all. I mean, songs that they cover.
They do "Like a Virgin" was a big number, and they start and also a lot of the dialogue is just lyrics to songs. So like you'll say something and you're like, oh, that sounds familiar, and then the next person will answer him and they're just doing the song, but they're just talking in dialogue, and it's amazing how they did that, and it totally fits and it totally works. And then they start that with like a virgin. He's like, you know, oh, she feels like a virgin. She's touched for the very first time. And then next thing you know, they break out into a big look like Be Our Guest a little bit. Like the waiters dancing around and everything. It was amazing. It was really cool. So that is definitely an awesome movie to check out. If
it is, and I ugly cry every single time.
Again, I got lost near the end. I didn't really know what was going on, but it is very powerful, and I had to watch it in a couple pieces. Actually, the DVD I got from Netflix was frozen, and I had to keep taking it out and squirting it with Windex. And you lose a little momentum there. That's why I like to watch a movie from.
And that is another long one. I think it's over 2 hours.
It's a little over 2 hours, but it keeps it going. It was great. It's directed by Baz Luhrmann, who recently did The Great Gatsby. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you like that?
Yes.
Is it similar? It's not a musical. It has
it's
a lot
the
of music.
same kind of like trippy, not as trippy as Moulin Rouge, but some of like the what do you call it? I guess cinematography is very loud and like dramatic.
Actually, one of my notes was, how much cocaine do you think they went through while editing this film? It's insane.
It's trippy. It is
very quick edits. And it stars Nicole Kidman, who you wouldn't think of as a singer, but she has a nice, pretty voice. And Ewan McGregor. I guess everyone does their own singing for the most part, and there's all kinds of songs in it. Roxanne is in it. That was really good, and it was good.
Nirvana.
There's Nirvana in it. And they sample. Yeah, and that's near the beginning. So like the first song is not something that you would recognize necessarily, and it fits the piece. And then like they work in the Nirvana, and you're like, what? And they're doing like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and it's a crazy film.
It is.
Then I happen to actually have the soundtrack already because I bought it at a yard sale for like 50 cents just to get the big song that was in the movie.
With all the girls.
Yeah, with Christina Aguilera, which isn't even in the movie.
No.
But, so then I was like, oh, I have the soundtrack. So I've been listening to it, driving around listening to
so good, right?
Nicole Kidman. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And it's on sale at Walmart for $3, so I might pick it up. Yeah, I don't have it. Do you have all these movies on DVD? Do you have a big DVD collection?
Well, I have...
Or video?
Almost Famous I have on VHS.
Hey, whatever works.
And Life of Pi I don't have yet, but all the rest I have on DVD.
Nice. Yeah, VHS, DVD, whatever works. It's all good. We're all friends here. And I had just watched Nicole Kidman in Bewitched a couple of nights earlier, which is sadly
probably completely opposite from this.
Very she's got a weird filmography. I was looking her up because like she's been in a lot of big movies and she's done a lot of commercial movies, but she's done even more just whatever she wants to do, kind of films that you never even heard of or whatever. So that's Moulin Rouge. You guys should definitely check that out. That's a great film, and I'm glad I was turned on to it.
Good.
So we mentioned that Elle lived in New Jersey and grew up in New Jersey, and New Jersey has quite a film history. Huh. You didn't know that?
I did not.
So I came up with a New Jersey movie quiz to play and see if you know some of these New Jersey movies. And I'm going to be my age and put these glasses on because my vision is horrible. All right. And these are like bifocal thing. They're not bifocals, they're graduals. They're not bifocals.
When you say bifocal, I was going to think you look like Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin, yeah, that's what I called him. I said the Ben Franklin glasses to the eye doctor, and he looked at me like he didn't know what I was talking about. Give me a break. You're an eye doctor. Tell. But you have to like do that. They have to like look out of the bottom of it. Every time I do this, like look out of the bottom of my glasses, I age 7 more years. It's ridiculous. And I was watching TV and playing on my phone and wearing them last night, and I kept doing like ridiculous. All right, New Jersey movie quiz, and you guys definitely please play along at home, if you will. You ready?
Okay.
Just
I'm
for
scared.
fun. Nothing.
Here we go.
Nothing. And I read this to my wife, and I probably went back a little too far for you since we're 10 years difference. But I didn't realize we were that far apart either. But anyway,
it's all right.
Here we go. Number 1. The sheriff of a suburban New Jersey community populated by New York City policemen slowly discovers the town is a front for mob connections and corruption in this 1997 Sylvester Stallone dime drama.
I don't know. Plus, if it's New York, it's North Jersey.
Huh?
If it's New York, it's North Jersey.
Oh, I got.
So it's not my jurisdiction. Number 1.
I got you. Okay, you're exempt, but
thank you. What is it?
Copland.
Damn.
Which I saw in the theater and slept through.
Yeah,
all right.
I haven't heard of that one.
One of Kevin Bacon's earliest roles was in the 1980 horror classic, where a group of camp counselors is stalked and murdered by an unknown assailant while trying to reopen a summer camp, which years before was the site of a child's drowning. In New Jersey.
Jersey.
Slasher film. Classic slasher film, 1980.
1980. I wasn't alive in my defense.
But this is the biggest one. You've probably seen this movie at a sleepover.
Carrie.
Friday the 13th.
Oh!
Crystal Lake, New Jersey.
Yes. That's bad. I should have known that.
All right, here we go. You're going to get these next two. All right. The guy from Scrubs wrote and directed this.
Garden State.
Yes, there you go. This cult classic about a quietly troubled young man who returns home for his mother's funeral after being estranged from his family for a decade.
And that has a great soundtrack.
Garden State, 2004. Do you love that movie?
I do.
Is it a very Jersey film? I've never seen it.
No.
It's just called Garden State.
Yeah.
That's your state slogan. All right. Number 4. This is the oddly ethnic specific IMDb description for this movie.
Uh-oh.
An Asian American office worker and his Indian stoner friend embark on a quest to satisfy their desire for a particular fast food chain's burgers.
White Castle?
Yes, but who?
Wait. My brain.
It started a
It's not fair. I know who I saw it. Neil Patrick Harris as a cameo.
Yes, we'll give it to you. Yes. Harold and Kumar.
Yes.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, 2004. Followed by, what was the other one? Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay or something, which was absolutely terrible. And then the Christmas one, which was phenomenal. I love the Christmas movie.
We'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's a really cool movie. I saw it in the theater in 3D. It was one of the few 3D movies that of the late 3D craze that actually did something. The pot smoke came out over the audience. That was pretty cool. I hope it was a special effect. In 1999, Denzel Washington played Reuben Carter, a boxer wrongly imprisoned for murder, in this biopic about the people who aided in his fight to prove his innocence.
Womp womp.
I went too obscure.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington. The Hurricane.
Oh.
The Hurricane.
I feel like I should have known that.
In Jersey, in 1935, a movie character walks off the screen and into the real world. It's not a 1935 movie. It takes place in 1935. I'll give you hints. Woody Allen. Are you into Woody Allen?
Mm-mm.
I thought you might be, but you're not.
Well, I shouldn't say I'm not. I like some of his flicks. I'm not anti. Annie Hall.
The Purple Rose of Cairo in 1985. He made that with Mia Farrow and Jeff Daniels. A year later, after he made Purple Rose of Cairo, Jeff Daniels plays an uptight New York businessman who is dragged to New Jersey on an erotic adventure by a manic pixie dream girl played by Melanie Griffith. Jeff Daniels and Melanie Griffith, 1986. Don't know. Too early. You don't watch 80s movies? That's not your thing?
No, I finally saw Breakfast Club like 2 months ago. Ty made me watch it.
Something Wild. How old is Ty? Is he older than you?
No.
Oh.
Well, by a year.
So Breakfast Club, interesting. I just watched 16 Candles last night for the first time, which is another John Hughes.
Yeah.
The John Hughes trilogy or quadrilogy. All right, you're not going to get this one, but the final two you should get.
Okay.
No, it's all good. This 1984 movie was made on a budget of $475,000, features incredibly disgusting makeup and special effects, and had the tagline, "The first superhero from New Jersey."
The Incredible Hulk?
The Toxic Avenger.
Darn.
Never saw it?
No.
Never saw The Toxic Avenger? Or its 4 sequels?
I don't think it's fair that it's toxic and it's from New Jersey.
I don't know. All right. This much-loved Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore romantic comedy is notable not just for its 80s nostalgia, but also its setting in Ridgefield, a part of New Jersey notable for its many catering halls.
That's funny.
Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
Is it the one where she can't remember?
No. That's 50 First Dates, I
yeah.
think. No. It's named after Adam Sandler's profession in the movie at a catering hall.
Oh, Wedding Singer?
The Wedding Singer. Yes. And finally, a day in the lives of 2 convenience store clerks named Dante and Randall as they annoy customers, discuss movies, and play hockey on the store roof. What?
Jane's on the Bob?
No, earlier. Clerks.
Clerks. That's what I was thinking. It's Prego brain, people.
Okay, we'll give it to you. So there you go. Maybe I made it a little too hard.
You did.
Clerks. That's personifies New Jersey, doesn't it?
Yes.
Great. Did you ever go to the mini mart there in Red Bank, New Jersey?
I didn't.
And you can visit the comic book stores there too as well. So that's our Jersey film quiz, which I probably made a little harder.
That was very intense. I'm sweating.
I'm sorry. Have a drink of water. So that's that. We're going to touch on the rest of the list real quick here. I wanted to mention you also have Nightmare Before Christmas. Did you give these to me in any order, or I shuffled the order a little bit? But
no, I don't think so.
Nightmare Before Christmas was at the end, and you didn't see that in the theater.
I did. My dad took us.
Oh, when you were little. What year did you say you were born?
82.
Oh, okay. I'm off. Okay, so yes. Did you fall in love with it right then and there?
I did. I thought it was just like so weird. So I like loved it. And then that's when I watched later in life though, and like found a whole new perspective on it.
Interesting.
Like I feel like we've all had that like Jack moment where you're like, I'm sick of doing this. Like I might be good at it, but I'm sick of it.
Right.
I want like a change. And everyone around you is like so happy with just like the status quo. And you're just like, you know, you just want to kind of break free for a little bit. And then this year for Christmas, my dad got me the ornament of like Jack's Lament when he's like walking on that like, twirly thing and he like sings a song. And I'm like, it's so good.
My son has a poster sitting up on the wall here in the basement right near us, but that's not on there. But people forget nowadays, and you might not even know this, but like, I mean, that movie is done in stop motion animation because when that movie came out in '93, people had such a connection between Christmas specials and stop motion animation. Like the general public did not even know stop motion was a thing besides Rudolph and the other ones, the Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So then they did that to kind of look like the old Christmas specials, but it's also a musical, which is interesting. You like musicals?
I do.
Do you like old musicals? Like the old, like, do you ever watch like Sound of Music or?
Yeah, Sound of Music is like okay. I like it because of the songs, but I don't like love. It's almost too like whole songs.
It's long
for me, yeah. But like West Side Story, I like adore.
West Side Story, yeah.
I just saw Evita. Evita was probably the last one I saw on Broadway, but I saw Rent. I love Rent.
Are we talking movies or
the actual?
Oh, okay.
I bought Rent after I saw it on Broadway.
How's the movie adaptation? Does it hold up?
It does, but there's nothing like seeing it on stage.
Right.
But it's decent. I have it if you want to see it. It's sad though.
What are we talking about?
Rent.
Rent. I've watched a little bit of it on TV. I like musicals too, but the newer musicals don't seem to capture. I don't know. They don't do them quite. They're the way they make movie musicals now is a little too like music video-y instead of like just somebody singing it. Like I like Little Shop of Horrors was good.
Love that.
Yeah. Did you ever see that live?
No. But I saw Hanover Little Theaters doing it.
Yes. Yeah.
I wonder how that is.
It's expensive.
Is it?
And I shouldn't say that on the show, but yeah.
Can't be more expensive than Hamilton.
Yes. Did you see Hamilton?
I can't afford to see Hamilton.
Can you tell me what? And I know at least one listener out there is going to ask, "What the hell is Hamilton?" I don't even know what it is.
It's a musical that just came out that I'm going to mess up his name, but it's like Lynn something.
We've all seen it online. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he read the biography of the president Hamilton and decided to be a great musical, but I guess the hook is that it's all hip hop. Like all the songs are kind of like hip hop genre. Okay. And the cast is very like ethnically diverse. It's not all like the gray-haired white guys that you would think would be in a biopic about Hamilton. So the soundtrack is just killer, and I would love to see it, but you can't get it's sold out, and any ticket you get is like StubHub or something, and it's like $500 a ticket.
And there will be a movie soon, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, if they haven't already announced it. And like Obama rapped, you saw that video? Obama like rapped with somebody from the movie, the show.
Yeah, I want to see it so bad, but it's just not going to happen.
Surprised they haven't done a Broadway show of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Maybe that could be our big break. Let's get writing.
I don't think we have enough money to get the rights to it.
True.
And they could do one of Moulin Rouge too. That could be done on stage.
Yeah, that could definitely be done on stage.
That would be cray-cray. Also on the list here, we're going to wrap things up, but also brought to the table Life of Pi. P-I, not P-I-E like I had my mind on something else. Life of Pi and Sweet November you had as a tie.
Yeah. I feel like Sweet November, I had to put it on there because I watched it so much because I loved it, and it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie? Mm-hmm. And it's, Keanu Reeves is like douchebag corporate, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, Charlize Theron is a nice sweet girl or whatever.
Well, she like takes in these guys and like gives them her perspective. And again, it's like a bohemian. I think I just really wanted to be
like the fourth time we've
bohemian.
Said that, right.
So I like embrace all these movies of these people who are just like so free spirited. So she like takes on these guys. It's actually a weird parallel to Moulin Rouge now that we're talking because she's dying. But you don't realize she's dying until like he falls in love with her, and it's like the last quarter of the movie.
Did you know that's a remake? Sweet
November?
Not. Yeah, no. I didn't either until I looked it up. I didn't write down what it's. It's a remake of Sweet November from the 50s or whatever. Charlize Theron is great. I love her. She's
That's
awesome.
another reason I think I like it more than it's worth.
She was in Young Adult. Did you see that?
I didn't.
You would love that. That's a good movie.
That
she's a writer in it, or somebody's a writer. I think she is. Yeah, she's a writer of young adult novels, and she's fed up with her life. And
see, it's
I think she wants to be bohemian in it. And North Country, that was a good movie where she like got molested or something in a cave or something. I don't even remember. But and what the heck is Life of Pi about? It's about a guy and I taped it off a TV and it didn't tape in HD and I was like, I'm not watching this in a
The reason I love Life of Pi is because I did not want to watch it because I thought it was about a tiger.
Right.
And my husband kept saying, Elle, you will love this movie. Watch it, watch it, watch it. And I was like, okay, he knows me better than I know myself. If he says I should watch it, I should watch it. Watch it is nothing to do with the tiger. It's like really, really cool. It's one of those movies you'll watch and you'll want to like talk about it and analyze it and rewatch it. It has all these hidden meanings. It's just cool.
It's interesting.
It's a cool flick, yeah.
But there is a tiger on a boat.
There is a tiger in it on
a boat.
Yes.
A little rowboat. That was directed by Ang Lee, who directed. That's from 2012. He did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
And he did. Now, sometimes you see a movie and it's just so unforgivable that it's a mountain to get over to watch anything else with either this actor or this director. Ang Lee made the 2003 version of Hulk, the Incredible Hulk movie, which is a miserable, miserable chore of a film to sit through, which I had to in a theater. No. Anyway.
Bad.
It's bad, yeah, but hey, whatever. What are you going to do? But, if you say Life of Pi is good, I would watch it because I liked your other two that I watched on this list. And then you have Goodfellas on the list, which is a complete departure from the other four movies.
It is.
A gangster
I love
movie.
it so much. I also love Robert De Niro.
That's New Jersey, isn't it? Goodfellas, or is that New York?
I think it's New York. But it's very Jersey-esque, I suppose.
And that's the one with, is that the one with like, am I a clown? You think I'm a clown?
No. Yes. Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, yeah. Who did I write down? De Niro, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, Paul Sorvino, Lorraine Bracco. I don't do well with gangster movies.
I think it's probably a little dark for
me.
Your taste. Yeah.
I don't, I can't handle like realistic violence. Freaks me out.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
There's
I like
lots of it in there.
Singing frogs and princesses and stuff like that. So there's Elle's list. Almost Famous from 2000. Moulin Rouge from 2001. Goodfellas from 1990. Did you see that in the theater?
No.
Goodfellas? Mm-mm. Life of Pi, your husband showed you.
Yep.
Sweet November. Did you see that in the theater?
I did.
Sweet November, yes. I would like to see that. I couldn't get hold of it in time for the show.
So you could borrow it.
I will have to borrow it. And The Nightmare Before Christmas. Can you sing the entire soundtrack of Nightmare Before Christmas?
I can.
I did go to Disneyland at Christmas, and they take the Haunted Mansion ride and change it all into Nightmare Before Christmas.
Cool.
Like, really, like, got the whole thing and put up all new audio animatronics. It's awesome. Yeah, that was cool.
That's really cool.
I'm down with it. As a Disney film, I appreciate its significance in the Disney whatever.
Well, again, it's probably a little dark.
It's like 70, what I wrote down how long. It's 76 minutes, but it's kind of boring to me, but
I think it's deep. It's deep.
I don't get meanings of movies. Like, I just take them for face value, and then, like, sometimes I do. Like, and I'm finding now I do that I'm older and, like, am into film criticism and stuff like that, and I'll be, like, watch a movie that I've seen, like, 50 times, and be like, oh, this means something, or I relate to this. I just liked it because it was funny, or because Kermit the Frog was singing, or whatever the case is. But, I remember going to see Nightmare Before Christmas. A bunch of us were going to go see it one night, and we looked it up. It was like this came out when I was in college, and it was like a running time. This is back when you had to call to get the movie times at the theater. Running time 1 hour and 16 minutes, and everyone's like, "We're not paying to see that. It's so short." Which it's like 10 minutes shorter than a regular movie. But All right, well, we're going to wrap it up here on What's Your Favorite Movie. Elle, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it was my pleasure.
Awesome. I told you to go by real quick, and we're coming up there. So, Elle, again, you can catch her on Twitter at Elle of the Ball or on her blog, notedbybell.wordpress.com. And I hear I might be making a guest appearance on the blog soon.
I will share the podcast on the blog.
Photo. Yeah, awesome. And please, people, just share the podcast. Like, tell your friends about it. We're trying, I just want to get this up and running and moving. It's on iTunes now. We're on Spreaker, which is a app that you can put on your phone or just go on the computer and listen to it right off of Spreaker. Hit subscribe. That sounds silly. People always ask you to subscribe to things online, but it helps us out on this end. Leave a comment or find me on Twitter at Ed South. The podcast has a Twitter at WYF Movie Podcast on Twitter. And I forgot the email address, so who cares? But it's on the website. Elle, thank you so much for stopping by. I already said that. All right. This has been What's Your Favorite Movie? And we will see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.